So wazee came and asked me, kuna kitu mulifanya na Raila mwezi kusamiana? Wazee, consultation. I said, we seen a problem. Then they ordered me into that first supporting for Raila. Of course, in 2013, we believe we won. And in 2017, we believe we won. Which is why it was completely, people could not understand why in 2022, Raila has to send me through an interview to be his running mate. Okay? That is one terrible thing. I think it was a mistake. And it could have cost a few votes of my supporters. Because people felt very, very unhappy. Okay, let's go. Pole, pole.
A very good morning katika Mfahamu Kiongozi, and today we'll be speaking to Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka kusikia story na historia yake na zaidi kujua maisha yake. Andamana nami hadi tamati.
Strong.
Hi leader.
Hi, Liz, how are you?
I'm very good.
Yeah,
good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, now you have very big dogs.
Yeah, this is Rocky.
Yes.
Rocky, actually Junior. His father was bigger than this.
Really?
Yeah. And that one is Killer. Killer is aggressive.
Why did you decide to have all this? Did you feel insecure?
Yes, why not? Because, you know, Kenyans will remember that we had the 2023.
Yes.
Hey, my friend.
He decides to just went.
I know, he wants to help himself.
Yes.
In 2023,
yes.
We had the demonstrations.
Yes.
That time they were, although basically we are talking about the high cost of living.
Yes.
And we led those demonstrations with Tinga and Mother and Eugene and Kioni.
Yes.
When Kioni was wearing a sufuria.
Yes, I remember.
All right. Those, at the end of those demonstrations,
yes.
Our security
yes.
was withdrawn. I think that William Ruto and his people were pissed off, and they decided, you know, without any notice, withdrew my security.
Yeah.
But even then, we had foreseen some of these things. So you begin to think of your own security. And this is the unfortunate thing in Africa,
yes.
where those in power do not imagine that opposition is useful. They look at opposition as enemies.
Yes.
And that is what has actually been going on,
yes.
even in the recent past. When you hear leaders saying, even if Ruto loses, we'll make sure he doesn't lose, and others saying that we know how to make presidents 24 years. In other words, demonizing democracy. So the reason then I had to think of this strategic move, right, was to secure myself and my family, yeah, and train them, have a trainer.
Have you ever been threatened and felt like today, this day, my life is in danger as well?
2023, during those demonstrations,
yes.
I was nearly killed. Okay.
Oh,
they're tough.
Okay.
I was nearly killed myself because a canister was fired at me, blew up in Madare, and nearly caught my head.
Yeah.
If it hit my head, then that would be the end of the story.
Take us through
Come
your day.
on, Rocky. Come on.
Leader, take us through your day. What time do you wake up and the routine you have? Because you've kept fit at 70 years.
I can tell you something.
Yes.
I don't want to give you my secrets about when I wake up, when I go to...
No, it's a good thing.
No,
you see,
I'm
at the end
telling
of the day,
you.
leader, you are, everyone wants to
But
feel...
I like the gym.
Yes.
I have to go to the gym.
Uh-huh.
But I take it in a manner that is not like too punitive to the body. I'm basically an athlete. In high school...
Yeah.
Hi, Rocky. Well, let's see. I knew he wanted to do something.
All right.
You know, the bit about when you take the dogs on a walk,
yes.
they're able to relieve themselves, and they love it.
Yes.
They love it. So what I was telling you is I've been athletic. I play basketball.
Yes.
And there's a basketball coach in my pit in our place. I am very good footballer. That's a fact. And so I like to play volleyball as well. But because of the trappings of, the requirements of leadership, political leadership, you find that you may not get all the time you need. So one has to create the time.
Yes.
I create time for myself.
Intentionally.
Intentionally.
Yeah.
I create time just to be myself and play if I can. And recently I think I'm getting grandchildren, so I play with them.
Oh, you're getting grandchildren.
I hope so.
Tell us more about that later.
Family is so critical to me, and I believe to this country. Yeah. Because if we do not have love and peace at the family level, then you don't expect that there will also be harmony at the national level. Yeah.
We know you come from somewhere. Where is this place and some of the best childhood memories you have, including who you wanted to be?
Now, if you want, Liz, I'll take you to Sekuru.
No.
My village is called Muna.
Yes.
Muna is actually a place where, Muna in Kikamba, translated, means a place where you can get a lot of help. Yes. That's where I come from. I grew up in rural Kenya, practically. I think this guy is anxious about something. Yeah. So, up in Mwingi North constituency, Sekuru, Kitui County, that is home. But now home is everywhere in Kenya, because when I go to Western Kenya, to the coast, to the lake region, to the northeast, I feel that I can sleep anywhere because that is home. Yes. Because my calling is on servant leadership. And this I started long time, even in high school. In high school, when I used to be in charge of the Christian Union, and even at the university, when I used to lead the university Sunday worship at St. Andrew's Church. Yes. Right? Yeah. And I never like to talk much about my faith. But that's what guides me. Yes. That's what guides me. And that's what actually makes me. People can take away everything, but not my belief in Jesus Christ.
And now that you've spoken of your faith, there are some of the songs you love so much. Yeah. Like which one?
Oh, you and I were singing Israel Mbonye's composition.
Have you ever met
the young man actually came and played the guitar to my wife.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Because people know that Paulina has been unwell. And so Israel Mbonye came because my wife herself is a gospel singer. Yeah. And I think that is in the family. Yes. Our son Klein is a very good composer. He would play the clarinet. So I love singing. I sing all types of songs, even country music. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Remember that? Yeah. Yeah. So we sing.
I want you to hear you sing more. I want to hear you sing more.
Yeah, but we are walking with the dogs.
It is very okay.
No, the dogs will not allow you to.
But at least we can hear you sing. I know you love the Nasiri and any other song.
Nena siri na Yesu, yanifanya niwe jasiri. Kwa amani nayo dhiki, yanifanya niwe jasiri. Yaniburudisha, nikirukaruka. Hosana, amen.
Bila shaka katika Mfahamu Kiongozi, hivi ndivyo tutakuwa tukikueleza story na historia kama umefuatilia. Kuna yale ambayo umepata kufahamu, na wakati ambapo tunaingia huko ndani, tungependa kusikia kipindi kingine katika Mfahamu Kiongozi. I am Elizabeth Mutambo and I believe that you are enjoying Mfahamu Kiongozi. Continue, what you say. And of course, I promised you that we will be continuing with this story in Mfahamu Kiongozi. And you've seen the walk. It has been beautiful walk, getting to hear his side of the story, especially from the human perspective and how it has been. But now we delve into politics. Leader, thank you for the walk, actually.
Well done. Welcome.
I am feeling.
Come again.
I will definitely be coming.
And come now in proper gear to walk.
I will try to.
You should walk from here to Hardy Shopping Center to Cooperative University. Then you know it's a good walk.
And definitely that is the secret. One of the secrets why, again, I said you don't look 71.
Well, I think so. Maybe it's also in the genes. Yeah.
I'll go to
Don't struggle so much about it.
I'll still keep asking because every other Kenyan wants to know why you are this young.
Ah.
Yes, they keep asking.
I've
Even
actually
on
kept on
X,
saying,
yes,
don't overdo anything.
Yes.
When I was elected and I went to Parliament in 1985, after losing in 1983, all right, my constituents, Kitui North constituents as it then was, elected a bachelor, so I got married by December that year. I was elected in April. By December, I made sure I got married because I had a 13-year courtship with my wife.
Oh, really?
So, yes, and she was even coming, though she's from Kitui, she would come and vote in my constituency. So, that's I did. I was never a smoker up to today. I don't smoke. I don't drink alcohol. Taste a little wine means a little wine in the parties so people don't get disappointed, but I don't love it. So, a lifestyle is also important. And I think these things are important. Do not overdo anything. And there's a book I read in high school called by Arthur Ibsen. And the title of the book is An Enemy of the People. It says the strongest man in the world is he who stands alone. Can you imagine? Yeah, so you have to stand on your own principles. Yeah, or regardless of what maybe your compatriots, your friends may say. So when my friends will get drunk with alcohol and we're in those parties, I'll get drunk with Coke. I used to do that in Mombasa.
And here you are. Yeah. That at least we get to hear that, and I hope young people, especially the Gen Z, who revere you as well, will get to learn something out of that. You've spoken of 13 years of courtship, and this is something also we would like to hear.
It's again in my book.
Yes.
Against All Odds. Yeah, I met my wife Pauline when both of us were in high school. I was in Form 5 in Meru, and she was in Mulango in Form 2. All right, Mulango huko Kitui, a very good school, missionary school. And then both of us went to a Christian conference under the auspices of Kenya Students Christian Fellowship. People like the late David Gitari or the spokespersons, and we became bishop, and that was at Alliance Girls. And how we discovered each other was people were the charismatic movement. Yeah, people were able, some people would speak in tongues, and we are sitting there because we're basically AIC and wondering what is wrong with us. So we started a conversation. The ones who are not speaking in tongues.
And you connected.
Yeah, and from there, of course, it became a long story.
And the rest is history, as they say.
The rest is history, yeah. And again, she would come and visit me in the university between 74, 75 or thereabouts. She was then working in the Ministry of Labor at NSS7. She went to study in India.
Yes.
And then I also went to study in Cyprus. Yeah, she thought she had conquered me at it, so she left to India. And then before she left, she saw my name in getting awarded a scholarship to go to study in Cyprus after the year Kenyatta died, 1978. Yeah.
And that is the journey. And it's 1985.
Yeah.
You decided.
She's my best friend, and so that's a fact.
You've spoken of Pauline, and while you're speaking about Madam Pauline, everyone knows how light up you look, and they admire you immensely for the years she's been unwell and you've been here with us, standing with us.
I know that if I was in a similar situation, Pauline will take better care of me. So I can't do enough for Pauline to give her comfort and to wish her to. A lot of friends have been praying for her recovery. And I really appreciate. Actually, the whole world. One time, the Archbishop of Canterbury came here and sat there and prayed with Pauline. Other people come. So we really appreciate this. And I hold the view that one of these days, she will stand and walk.
The other day, you gave out your daughter, and I know she was watching.
She came we had two ceremonies actually.
Oh,
people didn't know that.
Yeah.
There was a ceremony here where Pauline came out to give out her daughter because she was not able to make it to Naivasha.
Yeah.
And that was very special.
Yes.
Yeah. Damari and Martin gave us a very special treat.
Yes.
for their mother. And then we went now to Naivasha.
That's beautiful, really beautiful to hear. What keeps you going, leader, despite all the challenges? And you are well known for family, and especially revering family.
Yeah, but my faith also, my faith. I live simply. I don't put anything in my heart. People will offend me, some very deeply, and they expect me to retaliate. Now, that is against my faith, because the Bible tells me, for example, leave vengeance to me. I cannot do God's work.
And you've seen it happen.
By wanting to say, I'm going for you, a tooth for a tooth, and which is in the Old Testament.
Yes.
A tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. No, I don't keep anything in my heart. This is very important.
Yes.
So when I sleep like a baby. I actually love my sleep. So I know there may be people who will get some problems with lack of sleep. And it started when I was even in primary school. My father had even nicknamed me Katolo, meaning when the chicken are going to sleep,
you are there.
If they don't give me supper, I'll have slept.
Yes.
So I take time, and enough sleep is important. Reasonable exercise is important. Yeah, so that is me. And I think it is very good. Have a forgiving heart and attitude. Don't put anything in your chest. Yeah. Oh, I tell you, the world of politics, the rough and tumble of Kenyan politics in particular, very messy. Didn't one of my friends say messy and noisy?
You've been in the political scene for quite some time.
Yeah.
What are some of the greatest lessons you've drawn, and some of the greatest betrayals you've endured?
You know, Lisa, I can talk to you for a whole day about that matter.
Yes.
But a brief summary is simply that I've learned that leadership is from God. If you try to get it, and this is a mistake people make, people go make money through the professions, through business and others, and they think now to retire, let me go to parliament.
Yes.
Those people make a terrible mistake because they'll never connect with the electorate. My example has been growing up with the population. As I said, I lost the first election in '83. I got elected in a by-election in '85. I remained in parliament the longest serving, I think, at 28 straight years of being a member of parliament. The only person who had beaten me by that time was Kibaki. He had done over 30. But I still believe, had we not amended the constitution to say if you're running for president or deputy president, you can't run for MP, I believe Lisa will still be in parliament. And I would have beaten Kibaki's record.
With many years, actually.
Yeah. But therefore, the Kenyan politics, the lesson one learns is you never learn enough. It's a growing business. From the days of single party dictatorship, yeah. But although it was dictatorship, people say under Moi, but we have now modern day worse dictatorship.
Yes.
The only reason people say, because Moi was a very good-hearted leader. That's why he lived very long. Some people used to say, oh, nakufa nakod, the threat Kansas, what? He never did. He's a passing cloud. He never was.
Yeah.
All right? Because he was, I happen to know him deeply as his foreign minister. And I know of coming from a foreign trip, for example, he would take his Bible and have his quiet time before landing. That is President Moi. Of course, he was like a father figure to me.
Yes.
So I learned a lot from him on leadership skills. But then we had to get rid of that type of leadership by amending Article 2A of the Constitution to introduce multi-party democracy. So again, I was part and parcel of all that. I was deputy speaker then, and I was really enjoying removing this Article 2A, right? To
Despite
amend, so we
friend.
can now fight in spite of my boss thinking, and because I was also party's organizing secretary at the time, for the time being. Kenyans will have forgotten I was elected national organizing secretary the same day with the late Mudamba Mudavadi, Madividi's own father. Was elected Secretary General, I was elected organizing secretary, but very young.
Yes.
But I did it. Then from there, of course, became deputy speaker and all of that. I've found that if it is not a calling, it becomes very difficult.
One thing you did with the late President Mwai Kibaki, and country doesn't know.
Of
One
course.
great thing
Oh,
you did.
the superhighway. Remember the superhighway?
Not what,
Infrastructure?
at least the memories you have, and maybe Kenyans don't know, and today if they get to hear.
No, I keep on telling people, we did a very tremendous job with Kibaki and the Nairobi Thika superhighway. But then I went to see him in the Ambassador Muthaura over a cup of tea. We felt this is a tremendous piece of infrastructure. And one day they named after Kibaki. When I suggested, he said, Vice President, na huku hii barabara inaenda hakuna jina. That was the end of Kibaki. Was selfless.
Yes.
And if there's something leaders can learn from President Kibaki, is absolutely selfless. All right?
Yes.
Remember, it was then we even removed the pictures of presidents from the banknotes. Yeah? Although now it is in the law, no person should put his name kwa banknote pale. All right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Despite of all their achievements, you've been betrayed severally politically.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider quitting politics? Now that
Well,
you say it's
that's
a
a very deep question.
Yes.
Quite frankly, with a wife who has been unwell, it has occurred to me severally. I could just quit and look after my wife. But I know Pauline will not agree. She is a vision carrier.
Yes.
She knows where we've come from. She knows what I'm supposed to achieve. And so I keep going. I keep going. And that, therefore, quitting is not an option. Remember also the famous words, I don't know who the writer was, when he says that when things get wrong, hang in there. Fight if you have to, but don't quit. Don't quit. I can't quit because it's a calling. I told you even when we were walking.
Yes.
For me, it's a calling
Yes.
to help and to serve people. It gives me a lot of pleasure if I help a Kenyan each day out of some misery. Yeah. A lot of them don't know I'm in opposition. They keep on saying, "Watoto hajaenda shule."
You
So
still help.
we try to help some of those through the foundation. We try to help ordinarily where we can. Yeah. And so if I quit, who will help these people? And therefore I think I still have strength to help our country.
You've worked with Raila Odinga. Honorable
That
Raila Odinga.
betrayals in politics. You know, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere was interviewed by one-time foreign minister of Nigeria, who wrote a book entitled Diplomatic Soldiery.
Yes.
He was a soldier.
Yes.
When we went to meet him, Mwalimu Nyerere, and those were the days of the struggle when Rhodesia that time.
Yes.
And Nyerere was supporting Mugabe and the struggle for liberation there. And Joshua Nkomo, I think, was for the other side or something, getting support from the Russians. This foreign minister wrote a chapter on political deceit, because Nyerere never told him the real thing. He discovered that Tanzania was for Mugabe. All right. So in Kenyan situation, a lot of treachery
Happens.
is treacherous. But as I told you earlier on, I don't put it to my heart. I know that people are struggling for space and they want to achieve certain visions. I have my own vision, service to this country, and to lead this country one time. And I think that time has come. So in spite of the betrayals and whatever else, that time has come.
Raila Odinga is one of the people you've supported immensely over and over again. And many people wonder why you choose that path.
It was always a product of consultation. By the way, Liz, I lead a party, a Wiper Democratic Movement, which believes in consultation. I may be the party leader, but I can't lord it over members. We consult. So the decision, for example, in 2022 to support Raila and Martha Karua was a collective decision. I called the members of parliament, the members of National Executive Council. We discussed, yeah. Some were feeling this is it, it's going to happen, it cannot be out of government. Okay, we listened to them, okay? And that's how we did. And of course in 2013 when I supported Raila, okay, the first time, they came here to this gazebo, and the setting of my book is,
Yes,
by the way,
I have
this
read that
gazebo.
bit.
We discussed, because we had the G7 with Uhuru, with Eugene Wamalwa, with William Ruto, and all the G7, and they turned out their own way, So wazee came and asked me, kuna kitu mulifanya na Raila mwezi kusamiana? Wazee, consultation. I said, we seen a problem. Then they ordered me into that first supporting for Raila. And in 2017, we now were able to know each other, we discussed. Of course, in 2013, we believe we won. And in 2017, we believe we won. Which is why it was completely, people could not understand why in 2022, Raila has to send me through an interview to be his running mate. Okay? That is one terrible thing. I think it was a mistake. And it could have cost a few votes of my supporters. Because people felt very, very unhappy. Okay? But even then, I don't know now, we changed position. My sister mother was a running mate. I call her my twin, all right? So,
I would do you injustice if I will not go to the diplomatic bit. And that is what you are known for. What are some of the greatest lessons we can draw from you, especially the young people, and especially what is happening in DRC?
I've worked for regional peace.
Yes.
All my life in public life.
And I know this gazebo has witnessed a lot.
As foreign minister.
Yes.
I have had a sitting. Actually, that time it was Uhuru Kenyatta after the handshake with Raila, who told me, now Steve, I became the special envoy of Kenya to South Sudan to continue the work of the comprehensive peace agreement, which gave rise to the world's newest state, the Republic of South Sudan. I still keep in touch with them because I consider these are very dear to me.
Yes.
Okay, President Salva Kiir and his 4 vice presidents, including Salva Kiir.
Yeah.
I mean, Salva Kiir is a president, of course, Riek Machar is the first vice president. Then Uhuru asked me to go to Kinshasa to help bring President Kabila, who was leaving office, and President Felix Tshisekedi, who is the current president, to help them form a coalition. That is my specialty. We did that, and it was amazing. So I kept on going there to encourage President Felix and President Kabila, although eventually it fell out. Now, the effect of that falling out is the problem. Now, had President Uhuru been allowed to continue with the mandate which was given to him by heads of state of East African Community to work for peace in the DRC, this present terrible situation of Ngoma would not have arisen, and Kivu, Eastern DRC. So if we want progress over Eastern DRC, William Ruto should ask immediately Uhuru to go back and help the situation. Because Uhuru was able to work with Kagame, was able to work with President Felix Tshisekedi very well. And in fact, before he left office, Uhuru made sure that the Republic, the DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo, joined the East African community. The mismanagement of the situation in Eastern DRC, and I feel very strongly about it, and I hope the first thing that should happen is the United Nations. I think I've taken a firm position that M23 should pull out of Goma, go back to some normalcy, and we are ready. Some of us are ready anytime. This for me is very important. When we are thinking of growing the markets in the region, and President Museveni is very good on this, the market situation. We brought in DRC, brought Somalia, but then now DRC, I'm quite sure I will not blame Felix Tshisekedi if he pulls out of the community. And that should not happen.
You in touch with these presidents?
Well, I haven't spoken to him after this thing happened, after the eruption in Goma.
If you are to be given an opportunity to mediate,
I will run there at night, during the day, whatever it is, because the situation is terrible, the escalation. So the first thing is to de-escalate the situation.
I wouldn't let you go before you answer me the quick fire questions.
I must have my cup of tea first.
And thank you for the cup of tea. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I want one word answer in each and every question.
No, life is not like that.
Now this
answer yes or no. I'm a lawyer, my friend.
Your favorite day?
My favorite day?
Yes.
How could I have a favorite day? I thank God every day.
Your favorite day, leader?
My favorite day?
Yes.
Well, you see, I once listened to a song.
Yes.
by a British musician. You know, I told you I love music.
Yes.
Called Cliff Richard.
Yes.
And I used to hum that. He sang a song, I don't like Mondays.
In short, you don't like Mondays.
Because Mondays come. I don't like Mondays.
Yes.
Okay. But of course, Fridays, people love it because the weekend is coming. But every day is a blessing.
Is a
from
blessing.
God.
Your favorite color?
Of course, blue is a party symbol. Blue. I don't have a favorite color.
Your favorite?
They know there's some Mkamba color. By the way, William Ruto's yellow is some Mkamba color.
Your favorite meal?
If I tell you, you would not even know. Because unless you come to the village and I give you kina. Kina is flour.
Yes.
Millet, the type you don't have in Nairobi. Make the flour out of it, and then now mix that with milk, fresh milk, or sour milk, as people take it. That's what I grew on.
So one thing you cannot do without.
What do you mean, one thing I can't do
One
without?
thing, when I find you, at least you have it all the time.
I don't know. The phone, everybody now is you without your phone you can't operate.
Your favorite Bible verse?
No, my Bible, I love all of it. By the way, I've read the Bible through, and I'm doing it again, I think, second time. Now I'm going through the book of Ezekiel.
Your hobbies?
I play games. I love play volleyball, basketball.
Thank you so much for watching Mfahamu Kiongozi. This is where we get to hear stories and unique perspective of leaders which you didn't know. And I believe today you've gotten to hear much and understand this one great leader, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka. Keep it TV47. I'm Elizabeth Motiko. Let's do this basketball.